Hello, I'm Nilla. I make LGBT children's books, and today we are going to talk about facial expression. I'm a little bit in a festive mood, as you can see. I just couldn't help myself. I found this in my studio and this little bauble, and I felt Christmassy, so why not? So in this video, I will of course use my character for my next LGBT children's books that I'm working on. And now I'll put up a screen record so I can show you how I draw these facial expressions and how I practice them myself. So the main thing, guys, about my facial expression is, as usual, practice, but the main thing is that you have the emotion and the feeling in the background that you want to convey in your character. Practicing facial expressions is really important, especially while making a comic, for example. You have to have really broad visual library inside your head, so you don't have to search up references all the time, because believe me, that will be tiring after a while when you're going to draw a 129-page comic, for example. I personally got more into facial expressions when I really wanted to do animation. I like animation still, but I wanted to get more into it now as I do a comic. So this is definitely one of my comics that I've tried to convey the facial expression as important. The body language is really important as too, but that's not what this video is about. I will talk to you about this at a later date. This video in particular will also be part of the larger series that's called Let's Make a Book. I'll link the playlist down below so you can check it out. After a while I will put the finished pieces and how I render out the finished pieces as well. So yeah, as you can see here, I've used myself as a model. That's definitely the easiest way. If you are good at making facial expressions, I really recommend you doing this. I have been practicing all my life, watching a lot of cartoons and animation, and especially Ace Ventura, practicing these facial expressions when I draw. So it's totally understandable if you don't feel as comfortable goofing out in front of the mirror. What I can recommend you then is, of course, to use Pinterest, as I always recommend, but also just Google if you wonder about the expressions. What I did here was to search up all the emotions that I need, and it's really easy. Go to Google, Google emotions and feelings, and a list will come up with the words. So if you want to use your own face, just read the word, try to emulate it with your own face. Take a picture and send it to your computer so you can see that while you draw. It is super simple. It is a little bit time consuming, so I can recommend you having an audiobook or something on in the background, but I promise you, you will get so much better at drawing faces when you've done this. It is a little tedious if you have a little short attention span like I do, but I do take often breaks. It is very healthy, I think. You can also draw, in my opinion, efficiently. You can create art for 4 hours. That's what I've been told a lot by other people that work with art in general. So 4 hours are really their efficient way, like time span of making art. So I always tend to try to put in 25-minute blocks with a 5-minute break in between. I can't promise that I'm really good at this, but it does help when I manage to fit this into my channel, like my schedule. So drawing a couple of faces from references. You can also use animation as your references if you like to learn a certain style. If you, for example, want to learn the Mario style or Adventure Time or Steven Universe, they have very different styles. So if you're more into that kind of style, I would recommend you searching up those kind of those ways of drawing. I really like to have my own style, so I try to just draw my face and try to make it more cartoony in my own way. This is definitely takes some practice. My next video up after this will be drawing these characters in different styles. I've already started with it, and I promise you it's so challenging but so fun. So I recommend you checking out the next video as well. That will be in different styles, and I can talk a little bit more about how that experience was. I've managed, I think, to draw around almost 100 faces. Seems like my favorite number if you see the other characters, but yeah, so this is challenging, fun, and I really recommend it. And now let's get over to the fun part of line art. I'm lining up all the characters now and trying to make her look like the same character. I've always struggled with this. Oh my god, it's such a challenge, but it's so satisfying when you finally make it to look like one cohesive person. So like the proportions are the same, the eyes are the same position no matter the angle of the face. She has the same cheeks, the same eyes, same type of mouth throughout all the expressions. This really takes some time to get used to, but I am so proud that this finally looks like the same person. And yeah, she's so cheeky. Look at that little fringe. Yeah, I like this character very much. She has a lot of expressions, a lot of emotions, and she's just feeling them. That's really good, girl. So thank you for checking out this video. Please head over to Patreon if you want to support these LGBT children's books and be one of the people who help them to get into the world. And as always, have a great day. Bye!